You don't even remember half the things you buy, and that should bother you more than it does, because it means something is happening without you really noticing it. You see something, you buy it, and for a moment it feels good, not because you needed it, but because of what it feels like you made progress, like you improved your life, like you're finally getting somewhere. But give it a few days, and it's just there, on your desk, in your closet, somewhere in your room, doing absolutely nothing. And what's strange is, you don't even think about it. You don't look at it and think, that was a mistake. You just move on. And that's the problem, because your brain isn't remembering the item, it's remembering the feeling. So it goes back for it again. Another purchase, another small hit, another moment where it feels like something changed, even when nothing actually did. And that's how it starts. Not with one big mistake, but with something that feels completely normal. You're not making a huge financial decision. You're just tapping your phone, ordering food, buying something small, subscribing to something you'll barely use. It doesn't feel serious. It doesn't feel like something worth thinking about, which is exactly why it works. Because this isn't random. And it's not just bad habits. The way you spend money today is being shaped. Apps are designed to remove friction. Stores are designed to keep you browsing. Everything is built to make spending feel easy, fast, effortless. You don't have to think. You don't have to wait. You don't even have to get up. You just tap, and it's done. And every time you do that, your brain gets rewarded, not with the item, but with the feeling. A small sense of progress, a quick emotional payoff, a moment where it feels like you did something good for yourself, even if you didn't. And this is where it gets harder to notice, because it's not the big purchases that matter most. It's the ones that feel harmless, food, convenience, subscriptions, the it's just $10 mindset, the I deserve this mindset, the this will make things easier mindset. None of these feel like a problem on their own. They don't feel serious. They don't feel like something that could hold you back. But together, they create a pattern that slowly drains your money without ever feeling like it's happening. Because nothing feels big enough to question, nothing feels urgent enough to stop. So you don't. You just repeat it, you spend, you feel better, you forget, and you do it again. Not because you're careless, but because it works. It gives your brain exactly what it's looking for: relief, progress, control. And once your brain connects spending to that feeling, it keeps going back to it, over and over again, until it starts to feel normal. And that's why it feels impossible to stop, not because you lack discipline, but because you're not actually fighting the purchase. You're fighting the feeling behind it. And most people never realize that. They try to cut spending, they try to budget, they try to be better with money, but they never address the reason they're spending in the first place. So nothing changes, because you're not really buying things, you're buying moments. Moments where it feels like your life is improving, moments where it feels like you're getting ahead, moments where things feel a little more in control. But the moment fades, and the pattern stays, and when you look back, there's nothing obvious to point to. No single purchase that explains it, no one decision that feels like the problem, just a lot of small ones that never felt important at the time. That's why you don't remember what you bought, because there was never anything to remember, just a feeling. That didn't last. And once you start noticing that, everything changes. You start catching the moment before you spend. You start recognizing the pattern while it's happening. You start seeing how often it shows up, in ways you never noticed before. And it stops feeling random. It starts feeling predictable, like something that's been happening the whole time, without you realizing it. And that's the part no one really talks about. It's not just what you're buying, it's why you keep buying it.